The first step in the replacement of the hub assembly is to safely and securely put the vehicle on jack stands. Once it's safe, remove the wheel. To get access to the hub, first remove the brake caliper mounting bracket. Inspect your brakes, and if they need to be replaced, it's a good time to swap them while you're here. And that's just what we did. If you're not replacing the brakes at the same time, you can just remove the 2 bolts from the caliper mounting bracket and remove the entire caliper assembly as one unit. Again, on our vehicle, we're replacing the pads and rotors at the same time, so we've removed the caliper separately from the bracket. Once the brake assembly is free, put it up and out of the way. Make sure not to kink or put stress on the brake line. Now remove the rotor. The next step is to spray the hub spindle bolt with penetrating oil. Remove the cotter pin and the bolt cover. You may want to spray that bolt and spindle again with some penetrating oil. To remove the nut, you'll need a pry bar, a socket, and likely a breaker bar to help with leverage. While our DIY tech did it by himself, it may be easier to have a helper using the pry bar. Place the pry bar between the lugs to keep the hub from turning. Put the socket and breaker bar on the hub nut and loosen. Once the hub center nut is off, move to the back of the hub assembly and remove the 3 bolts. Again, use some penetrating spray and a breaker bar to help ease the removal. Before you remove the hub assembly, follow the wheel speed sensor cable up into the engine bay and disconnect it. In the F150, remove a cable mounting bolt and remove the cable from a couple of clips to free it up. Pull the cable down through the fender well and remove the hub bearing assembly by pulling it towards you and snaking the wire out. Take a few minutes to clean the axle spindle area with brake parts cleaner and a rag. Once it's clean, apply a thin coat of ceramic brake parts lubricant to the axle spindle and the entire area. Thread the new cable for the integrated wheel speed sensor following the same route as the one we removed, and seat the new hub assembly into place. Make sure to avoid any potential pinch points for the cable. Install the 3 rear bolts and use a torque wrench to get them tightened properly. Now, reinstall the center spindle nut. Once it's hand tight, get your pry bar and socket out and tighten. Then use a torque wrench to ensure it's tightened to the proper torque. Install the nut cover and always install a new cotter pin. Remount the new wheel speed sensor cable into the clips. Once it's secure and free from pinch points, go back up under the hood and plug it in. Now, reinstall the rotor and brake caliper assembly and tighten those rear bolts to the proper torque spec. Reinstall the wheel and you're back in business.
Think ahead. Think advance.